Right, alright. Let's see, here we are. Yes, it's not optimal, but it's as good as I could get it right now. And this is a sales pitch video. Just to be honest, straight out the gates, I'm just gonna say that I am promoting now a product that I'm announcing, or I'm announcing a product that I am promoting. And without any further ado, I just want to show you what I got. And please let me know in the chat if anything is wrong or anything with the audio. I just hope that everything works. If not, it's not the end of the world. Nobody dies, I hope. Okay, so I hereby present something that I know that many has been asking about, and that's a whole new gigantic nice set of templates. So this is a new mixing template for Logic Pro. This is a template that is sort of like the big brother of the free templates. So when the free template gives you a lot of good starting points, the drag drop mixing template will give you even more control. It will give you even more processing out the gate. So in essence, you can drag in your tracks, you can drop them in your Logic Pro session, and you can start mixing right away. And I've tried this a couple of times. I've had other people try it, and so far it seems to be working quite nice. So the concept is that you should, with this, be able to stop wasting hours tweaking plugins and guessing what comes next in the mix. With this template, you can automatically just start mixing. Most of the mixing will be just turning faders, because most of the processing is already taken care of. That's the big idea of this template. It comes in 3 different shapes. It comes in a stock plugin shape. It comes in a free plugins shape, a free third-party plugins template, with links to all the free plugins, and a paid plugin template, which is sort of temporary, because these are just my go-to plugins. But in the future, I will update this template as well, so to give it a more uniform look. I have some ideas already as to what to do, so that will be really exciting. Just want to show you a couple of how people are experiencing these plugins. So Lee Lambic, an awesome guy from UK, has had a couple of goes with my template, and he said that I just had one of my old colleagues I used to be in a band with, and he said he's really impressed with how far I've come with the mixing. And I said, it's nothing to do with me, it's just the templates. And that really hit home, I think, in terms of what the point is with this template. It's not to be geeking out with plugins and settings and mixing techniques and hacks. It's just to import your tracks, making them sit where they're supposed to, and then just start using the faders, and not so much the plugins. And we have Rajesh from the south of India, and he's an awesome music producer. He calls himself Sheep. You should check him out on Spotify for some really cool fusion of Indian folk music and more electronic stuff. So it's really cool. And he says that the template really takes away all the guessing, and gives a clear path to a good result. So that's Rajesh. And then we have a guy named Jostein. He's from Norway, and he has just had a couple of runs with the template. And his experience is that it makes it a lot easier to navigate a session with many tracks, because many tracks oftentimes amounts to 50 or 60 tracks when you include, for example, when you start to mess around with send effects and buses and groups and everything. Even a simple boom bap hip hop track will consist of 40, 50, 60 tracks easily. So having that all organized in a template like that is awesome. Now, so let's move on. So the whole idea here is to stop hunting for plugins, hunting for routing of buses and guessing, and have more time spent on creativity. And yeah, so it should be your go-to templates that way. And here's the versions, as I mentioned earlier. This is what sort of what you get. You also get a quick start guide, which is sort of like what's the meaning with all the tracks. You get a list of all the plugins that are used, with free alternatives, stock alternatives, and paid alternatives. All my go-tos and all the plugins that are used in the template are listed out. And there's also a video workshop on the other side of purchasing the template, so that you can have access to a 30-minute workshop guiding you step by step on how to use the template and get the most out of it. I also, of course, provide email support if you have any roadblocks using the template, so that I don't want you to buy the template and then feel stuck because there's something that's holding you back. And I just wanna be really clear and amplify the fact that this is not just a random digital product that you buy once and then you never hear from me again. I will update this as I have updated the free templates. So the free templates are now on version, I think it's 1.5 or 1.6. So it has been 5 or 6 iterations of the free templates. And so then you can imagine how I will treat the paid templates. I already have a couple of ideas on how to improve them, and I will continuously improve the templates as I get customer feedback. And so this will be something that will grow and expand in the future. And I'm using the same ideology as Logic itself. So I will keep this at one price, and the price may go up in the future because I will add incredible value to it later. But you will never pay again. So it's like when a version 2 or version 3 comes, you will get those versions for free. You will get them sent straight to your email inbox, in your members directory, and it will be all good. So that's like, if you think about future proofing this will expand and improve in the future. So it will never be cheaper than it is right now. So that's a sales pitch right there. Let's see if I make sure I don't forget anything. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yes. So here are some arguments for why you should consider these. Stop wasting hours rebuilding the same routing every session. Your vocals fight your beat instead of sitting in the mix. You second guess every plugin choice, and your workflow changes every project, so nothing sounds consistent. So that's like life without a template. And with a template might be that you have a uniform system that you can trust, that your creativity can be more in the focus, and not so much the technicalities of the DAW, and you stop fiddling and you start finishing, and your mixes sound better. That's the main idea. And just to be clear who this template is for, it's for intermediate beginners and intermediate home studio musicians who want pro results. Of course, if that's you, this template is for you. Rappers and vocalists recording over stereo beats, producers, and anyone using Logic Pro who wants a workflow that is faster and smarter, smarter, and cleaner, sort of. So that's who I'm aiming for in this template. If you're already a pro mixer, you have your own workflow locked in, this is not for you at all. It's meaningless. This is a template that you can grow with, that you can learn through and use sort of like an instrument of learning, sort of like a course in and of itself. So yeah, let's see if there's I'll just have to open the, I can't see the chat right now. I'm opening the chat. Let's see. I'm trying. There we go. Yes, sign into chat. Oh, something went wrong. Let's see. If you have any questions, just shoot me in the chat. No, not literally, but like shoot me questions in the chat, and I'll be ready to take some questions if you have them. And I'm going to show you some examples of how to use it, how it works, and I'm going to show you the template in Logic. See if there's anyone in the chat. Okay, couldn't paste anything into the chat, but okay. Right. So I've just tested the chats to see if it works. Okay. Cool. Right. So let me show you the template. Let's see. Here we go. Here we are. This is the template with stock plugins. On the top here is a rough mix track. This is for putting your pre-mix, sort of. This is for a reference mix, if you have it. And we start up on the top with the drum folder. This is the subgroup, drum subgroup. This is for parallel processing, if that's applicable. We have a drum loop track, which is stereo, and then we have mono, kicks, snares, hi-hats, and then comes stereo tracks for tambourines and percussion instruments, cymbals, and whatever. All equipped with some sort of processing, simple and clean, minimalistic, an EQ and a compressor. And then comes a bass folder with a bass tone, which is sort of like everything that is not the sub bass. That's like from 100 hertz and up, and then a bass sub. So here we have some saturation going. If you're on an Intel Mac, you won't access Chroma Glow, then I could suggest for you the Fat Effects or the Distortion 2. That's also very good saturation units in Logic. And then we have the instrument sections, the instrument section, which consists of a main loop and alternative loops, stabs, hits, pads, synths, sound effects. And these can also be duplicated, sort of if you have many synths, for example, you can just hit Command D, and then you can make more synths. Then you can call them synths 3 and 4 and etc. And then comes the vocals folder, which starts with the lead verses, which are these: the verse, the hook, the chorus. I call it hook. Many call it chorus, and some more chorus tracks that are also lead. And then comes the background vocals, which are right and left backing, right and left hook, backing to the hook, ad-libs, and then scratches. Scratches, which if you make hip-hop, for example, you want to have some scratches in your songs. You should have, at least, if you're making cool hip-hop. If you're making hip-hop that is real, you should have scratches. If you want to make fake hip-hop, you don't need it. I'm sort of joking, and at the same time not. Scratches, and the scratches goes also to the lead vocals. And then we have the effects folder, which consists of different types of reverbs and delays, some crazy effects, some fat effects to fatten up a track, and left and right effects. And then we have a couple of cool buses. We have a drum parallel bus, which invites to parallel compression for the drums, and some drum vibes, which is made for getting some more vibe on the drums. And this really gets interesting if you have sort of like color boxes that are both free and paid third-party plugins. There are many cool ones, but Chroma Glow, Fat Effects can take you a long way. And then a parallel channel for the vocals, which is basically a compressor that really clamps down on everything and makes the sustain creates more sustain and makes for bigger sounding vocals to cut through the mix even more. And then the same for the vocals with the vibe. So here are many different types of distortions or coloring units, as you can say. And then we have a bus folder. So everything drums goes into the drum bus, including the drum parallel and a drum vibe. These parallel channels, they go straight into the drum bus. And then we have the bass, everything bass. And then we have the instrument bus, so everything synths, guitars, and everything goes in there. And then we have lead vocals and background vocals. And then everything instruments, like drums through instruments, are going into the beat bus, and everything vocals goes into the Vox bus, and everything effects such as reverbs and delays goes into the effects bus. And then everything goes into the mix bus, and that's these three. They go into the mix bus. So it's this hierarchy that I've talking about, that I've spoken a lot about. This hierarchy is in full effect in this mixing template. Now, what's the real difference between the free version and the paid one is that in this one, everything is set up, all the processing is set up beforehand. So when you start mixing, you can just activate plugins and it will instantly sound better, and you will be also inside of a good gain staging level. I'll come back to that, but yeah. So that's basically it. So if there's no more questions, furthermore, I will just jump straight into some audio examples, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that we will get some sound out of this. So let's see. We'll just check it out. Let's see. I'll do it really simple now. Okay. Just checking audio. Yes. So.
Yeah. Slennelle kärkän. Lämmä ei halua toivo. Kielistä alo sille hallu vahte muutin kalka oino. Jaamas lennä palli valtetellu. Maimon natten tonje hellui tallu. Telle pallu sahtu saatte pellistä ammu ton niin. No jallu vanni jelle salja tehte mästede kohki ja ellu falko. Pääsä.
Yes, I think we have. Audio. I just had to double check with my phone. Yeah, we have audio. Now, what we do is this: we will take the verse and we'll drag it up to where it says verse in the vocals folder. We will take the alt loops and we will drag them up where it says alt loops. We will take the backing vocals and we will pull them up where it says back L and back R, and we will take the bass to where it says bass. So let's see, it's on Tams now, but don't worry, we just had to open it. Bass there. Oops. Make sure it's on the right spot, that we don't do anything wrong. Now hi-hats, let's see. Let's just drag that one up. Here we go. And hits. Let's see. And kick. It's here. Then we have the main loop. Goes right here at the main loop trap in the instruments folder. Rough mix goes where it says rough mix. This is sort of like the reference mix or whatever, like that. And then we have a snare. Gonna go to the snares. And finally the stabs. Let's see if we have something called stabs. There we go. So here we have everything. Now what you do typically is to select all the tracks and just delete everything we don't need, so we can have a lean, mean setup. Let's see. Here we go. Take away all of this. Remove the snares that I don't use, the kicks that I don't use, the drum loop that I don't use, but I keep the drum SG because that's a subgroup. So so when we mix, we're sort of in competition with the rough mix. And let's just set the level for the rough mix. We can start there. So we want the main we want the main stereo out to peak at around 3 minus 2, so we can turn this up by 5 or 6, I think 5. Let's see. So there we have the volume for the rough mix. Now the next thing we just want to do is make sure that the verse is at around minus 10 dB of gain. Let's see. Yes, so it's correct. So now we have the gain staging on lock, and the next question would be, is the balance okay? Is this okay? Is this balance okay when it comes to levels? Maiste mielestä lennäpannus lähtetäänkö minkään voi sahtetaan se tango jos tuoti meinen muhti jaakan tuus jolka nummi naastikallui uutsa partners. Yeah, I think I'm satisfied with that. And just to keep it even more tidy, remove this. We don't need those. So we have roughly minus 4 coming in, and if we compare to this, so we are now going to now we can start mixing right away. We can just hit Command A and select let's see, name and color regions by tracks, just to have the correct track colors in place. Now you see we have a minimalistic, lean, clean setup. Here's all the send effects. Here's all all the sub buses, and here's the buses and the mix bus. So everything is good to go. Now let's start mixing, and let's start with applying compressor.
Jalla jodalle gollechen getka miske Verret zonka lega sisti Golda veka pauta veka visti Slini Billis tamu doni No jallu varni chille salja Tifte märsti det goki ja illu falko Väsa maiste mille stillu Tallu tille palu Sahtu sahti
Okay, and let's apply some compression. Now some saturation, I mean.
Illu tallu tille palu Sahtu sahti Billis tamu doni No jallu varni chille salja Tifte märsti det goki ja illu falko Väsa maiste mille stillu Tallu tille palu Sahtu sahti Billis tamu doni No jallu varni chille salja Tifte märsti det goki ja illu falko Väsa maiste mille stillu Tallu tille palu Sahtu sahti Billis
The limiters depends a bit on how hot the track is, but we can turn the limiter up until we get like sort of a decibel of gain reduction on this one, and the same on the next limiter. Let's see.
Illu tallu tille palu Sahtu sahti Billis tamu doni No jallu varni chille salja Tifte märsti det goki ja illu falko Slinille bore musamige rappar Kolandu parko me degole häppar Legas munkalle no jallu vinse
Okay, and here.
Slinille bore musamige rappar Kolandu parko me degole häppar Piru munkalle no jallu vinsekan Slinille bore musamige rappar Kolandu parko me degole häppar Piru munkalle no jallu vinsekan Madelo ja give lotalen kärkan Slinille bore musamige rappar
So you see we have already, now we have minus 13 of LUFS going on. Let's see what the compressor does.
Slinille bore musamige rappar Kolandu parko me degole häppar Piru
And I think all mixing nerds will be will concur on this, that this is quite what's standard in a mix. Of course, these are starting points, but you will get there. And we have some slight saturation going on.
Slinille bore musamige rappar Kolandu parko me degole häppar Piru munkalle no jallu vinsekan Madelo ja give lotalen kärkan Slinille bore musamige rappar Kolandu parko me degole
That's okay. And then we have the TUBQ, which doesn't do anything other than applying a bit of vibe and character. Now let's move over to the drums. Let's just focus on the drums for a minute. Let's solo the drum folder. I'm sorry. Let's just focus here, and not the drum folder, but I want the drum bus. Let's see. So this is the drums, and let's go to some parallel processing. And now we have drum parallel. Let's engage some compression there. So you can experiment with, let's see. So you can experiment with taking or muting plugins, soloing plugins, and So you can experiment like that, and you don't need to tweak that much with the plugins because they're already set. And one thing that I didn't mention before, but I just want to show you because there's a lot of presets that are also included, and not like plugin presets, but mix chain presets. So let me show you. This is let's go to the verse. So the plugins that are on the verse by default is also already made, so I can just show you, and then I'll show you the and then I'll show you the included presets as well. But I'll just show you first here the vocals.
Modelloja kivelaudalle kärkän, kollillen ja tiedonahti mun shelkan. Tuusille taika ja tunjelle sama, namohan optevel kivalle mestar. Modelloja kivelaudalle kärkän, kollillen ja tiedonahti mun shelkan. Tuusille taika ja tunjelle sama, namohan optevel kivalle mestar. Modelloja kivelaudalle kärkän, kollillen ja tiedonahti mun shelkan. Tuusille taika ja tunjelle sama, namohan optevel kivalle mestar.
Just want to say that the EQ is just there for if you hear anything that is a bit off, you can start tweaking. But I really encourage you to just leave the EQ alone if you don't hear something that is really bad, for example low end rumble or something. Just leave it be. And you see here the compress. This is a multiband compressor which takes down a bit of the sharpness of the sound, like. So you see here it's already working off straight out the box, and the compressor also makes it more consistent sounding with a fast attack. A console EQ again with a bit. With a slight just nothing at all, just some transformers or tubes, or these are transformers, I think.
Modelloja kivelaudalle kärkän, kollillen ja tiedonahti mun shelkan. Tuusille taika ja tunjelle sama, namohan optevel kivalle mestar. Modelloja kivelaudalle kärkän, kollillen.
So decibel or two maybe could often be beneficial. And then another compressor, which just shaves off and adds a little character, like. So that's basically the strip. But I want to show you, if you go to setting, you have a lot of here, for example, male Roomivox stock. This is if you have a lot of room reverb, unwanted room reverb on your vocals, you can use this one. Or just a regular male Vox stock. We can try this one. This is slightly different.
Modelloja kivelaudalle kärkän, kollillen ja tiedonahti mun shelkan. Tuusille taika ja tunjelle sama, namohan optevel kivalle mestar. Modelloja kivelaudalle kärkän, kollillen.
Again, doing the compression and everything, and I can just show you. I have something with using the essentials bundles from Kilohertz, just to show you that one. So these are free plugins. It all comes in the same bundle of plugins. Look at this.
Modelloja kivelaudalle kärkän, kollillen ja tiedonahti mun shelkan. Tuusille taika ja tunjelle sama, namohan optevel kivalle mestar. Modelloja kivelaudalle kärkän.
Here we have transient designers, distortions, dynamics or compressors, some EQing, and it was really bright with this EQ right here because I've brightened it up a bit.
Modelloja kivelaudalle kärkän, kollillen ja tiedonahti mun shelkan. Tuusille taika ja tunjelle sama, namohan optevel kivalle.
So you just have to experiment with different presets, and these are preset chains, and more preset chains will come in the future. I will, as I've said, I will update this in the future, and I will take your feedback, and I'm really excited for this new product, and I think it will serve you well. So the link is in the description, of course. You can just go there and see for yourself. And if you have any questions, hit me up. If you have any questions, hit me up in the chat or leave a comment below if you have any thoughts on this. And I can't wait to connect with you at a later point.